Here we are.
What's up?
All life has changed, but the
Yeah.
governor has yet to cancel Brian and Janelle overtime.
That's right.
Well,
It ain't
I'd like to see him
canceled.
come in here and try to make us. Well, no, that he
They
wouldn't.
could. Now, we would have Brian Janelle overtime in my living room. Can you imagine that? At 9:05?
I'm not going to your house with all those kids.
Buddy, can I have some food?
So, what we'd love to hear today is hear how all of these changes are impacting you and your family. We could turn on the news and watch all this stuff about what scientists are saying and what policies are being changed, but I'm more curious how individual families are responding. I mean, I can start with us, where my little boys, who are second grade and kindergarten, they don't know what's going on. They don't, and quite frankly, they don't think they care. They're more just mad at us that we're not going to playgrounds right now. And they don't know. The older kids that are, 14, 13, and 12, they know what's going on. I mean, one of them popped their head in the door when Sarah and I were watching a movie. They go, "Hey, how long can we last with how much food we have right now?" And I'm like, "What? We'll be fine." I had to calm those fears. Sarah's experiencing some anxiety just because she's very regimented and she likes her schedule organized and her life in a routine. And the coronavirus just went up and smashed all that. Just smash, smash, smash. So she's feeling anxious, not about the virus itself, but about how much life is changing so quickly. How is coronavirus, all these changes impacting you and your family? Janelle, what's going on with you guys?
Len is the one that's more, but it doesn't manifest itself as anxiety. So he's a little bit more nervous, but he also has the workplace and the way they're managing and things are changing, and so that comes to the house.
He's always nervous.
Yeah, he's nervous. His main concern is, do we have enough food? And he thinks they're going to shut down grocery stores. And are we ready for that?
They're not going to shut
So
down grocery
I told
stores.
him, babe, Italy hasn't shut down grocery stores. They've actually limited, when people can go. It's, very limited, but they can go. I'm like, they can't starve us. We got to eat. So he's nervous. But it doesn't show as nervous. It's like control. So it's like, we got to do this and we got to do that. And he's a little nervous.
Yeah,
My sister's coming over. I'm excited. She leaves today.
Why is she doing that?
So she has 3 kids. She has a little baby, so adorable, and a head full of hair. She's adorable. And then she has a little preschooler and a 10-year-old. So can you imagine all of that for weeks in an apartment building? And so when we talked yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, so are you stressed?" And I was like, "No, my kids go out with their coats to the trampoline, get out.
They gotta wear the coats.
Go ride your bike." So she was like, "Wait, hold up. So I need to go to your house." I was like, "Come on, sister." So
That's
it's
fun.
that. It's to kind of give them, they have playmates, they can go out, and so it'll help her. And I know there's other people out there listening. That's hard in certain living situations. Kids, in the house all day, or even when it warms up, it's a lot for her to gather everything and take the kids to a park versus being in the house and just saying get out and play. So it's my way of kind of supporting her with that.
So how is the coronavirus, all these changes to our lives, affecting you and your family? Would love to hear more about that from you. Go ahead and post your comments here. We'll talk with you about it. And also, one of the things I've seen as a small little trend in my circle is I'm having a harder time convincing people that are close to and or in the high risk category that this is a big deal.
Oh my goodness. What is going on? I got the same problem. Last week, before everything got crazy, I go and I'm trying to be there for my in-laws, and we went visited, did all this, and I'm like, okay, so we're at home. What can I go get you at Walmart? We can go to Walmart. You're not supposed to be at Walmart. What can I go get you? No, we need to get out. It was okay. And the last week, this weekend, they're still out. And I'm like, do you guys realize you're in the group? And I don't think they understand that. But we're the kids, so how are we supposed to tell them what to do?
We really can't.
What are your parents doing?
They're adjusting appropriately, but I don't think that they necessarily are on the same page as us in terms of the seriousness of what the government's asking us to do. I've still seen a lot of people commenting on social media thinking it's crazy. like shutting down stuff. It's like, have you not been paying attention about the purpose for this? About how it's going to save lives in the long run? I mean, Governor DeWine had that graph of the difference between St. Louis and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
How in Philadelphia they just ignored it and didn't do anything, and all these people got it and died and stuff. St. Louis, it was like this just slow little graph of like, but they were proactive and they shut stuff down. I don't know. So what's Sarah saying about Ecuador?
Sara, hola de Ecuador. Sara dice, buenos días, amigos. Hola. So, tickets were cheap last week. You should have come then. I know. Haha. Now Ecuador and Peru are both closed to the whole world. I didn't even know.
I'm not surprised.
Here in Ecuador, we're not supposed to leave our houses except for the most necessary reasons. Very smart. It seems a bit stressful at this time, but we're trusting that lots of new lessons will be learned. We aren't even supposed to go to the park, which really is the hardest thing for our family.
Yeah, you know, Sarah, that moves across country borders. I was reading about how we should really avoid playgrounds, and
Why?
That's gonna because the virus sits on. Nobody sanitizes playgrounds. Number one, ever.
Playground, so you can go hiking, you can go outside, go ride bikes.
But this is that distinction Sarah and I were talking about. We're going to take our little guys hiking in the metro parks because that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But we can't have them hanging on swing sets. And you know, kids are licking stuff
Nasty,
and doing all that nasty stuff. You know, like barefoot or like they're touching something and just.
Oh yes, yeah. Sandy, good morning, Sandy. She says, saw on Facebook that you can do virtual tours of museums. Yes, I'm going to do that and don't have school-aged children.
Yes.
Sandy, oh, you were talking about it. You were excited, Brian.
Yeah, I got to find it again. But one of the cool things, here it is. Now, I'm a museum nerd. My wife would rather lay on the beach. I would love to go to a museum. But world-famous museums that charge you lots of money to get in are doing virtual tours.
So which one's your favorite of that list?
I'm going to do
Wait,
two
hold
favorites.
up. Did you mention the list?
Well, I haven't mentioned it yet, but there's
Okay.
a whole bunch of stuff listed on there. I mean, like there's zoos and stuff. But
Yeah.
if you want to tour the Louvre in Paris,
So what are they about?
they're doing free virtual tours.
I've
online.
never heard of them. What are they about? Sorry if it's obvious.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
The Louvre
I
is
know
one of the
all about University Circles museums, though.
The Louvre in Paris is one of the greatest art museums on the planet.
Oh, really?
So I'll just tell you one piece of art that's there that is kind of important, like the Mona Lisa. Is
Okay.
at the Louvre, okay?
I got it.
The Uffizi in Florence, the Uffizi Gallery is going to have free tours and such. I don't know, whatever. Like King or the David, Michelangelo's The David is there.
Damaris says he continues
Wait, no,
to
it's the
talk.
Academy.
I just shared the link that has the list of all the museums that are offering free tours, the ones he's mentioning. Go ahead, keep going.
No, but there's tons of them. You can go to the Guggenheim in New York, the National Gallery of Art. By the way, I said the David's at the Uffizi. It's not. It's at the Academy. Whatever.
I
There's
don't
a
know
lot
what
of cool
he's
stuff
doing.
in the
I don't know
Uffizi.
what he's doing. Cincinnati Zoo, y'all, every day at 3 p.m. They're going to be going live on Facebook. Super cool. And so they start today. And Fiona the hippo is going to be featured. So that's kind of cool.
So now,
but I love that. That's
what else are people saying now about how all the closures and stuff are affecting them?
Catherine says the hardest part is being isolated from our sweet grandkids. But we can FaceTime. We also live in a rural community and have plenty to do.
Right. Yeah.
Sarah says, we're seeing the same with both my parents and my in-laws. That is at least as stressful as the rest of the situation.
So it's not just us, Sarah.
I don't understand
We're trying to convince people in the high-risk category that they got to pay attention, and they're always like, I'm not worried about it.
I'm trying to tell one of them, like, not only may you get sick, but you're going to get other people sick in your age group, please. So we might have to have a family meeting, like sit them down and beg them and be like, we love y'all.
Well,
please.
that's the better way to do it because I'd want to go, okay, everybody sit down. What's wrong with you?
No, they're not going to listen to that.
Well, but it's like there's so many rational articles from reputable news sources. There's press conferences to watch where the logic of social distancing and closures is so clear. And we can see evidence of how they've worked in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, what's really interesting, too, I'm going to talk about this more later this week, but there's a whole bunch of historical references to this. In fact, I found a really interesting thing about the 1918 influenza pandemic. So check out this headline. I'm going to show it to you. This headline from October 7th, 1918. because we all think this is unprecedented. Schools, churches, and theaters ordered closed. So back in 1918, in response to the Spanish flu epidemic, that's what they did. They did what we're doing right now. So this is like common historical sense of what to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish people would listen.
Yeah. Jennifer in the house. She's a homeschooler. She says, so far, it's not really impacting our 8 to 5 since we homeschool already. My hubby will be working from home, so that adds a new element to our day. On the negative side, my oldest is a gymnast with states coming up in April, and I'm sure it will be canceled.
Yeah.
She's also missing training during this time. On the plus side, our dance studio is doing virtual classes. I just got an email from my son, one of the kids' coaches, and they're all getting that. They're getting like workout programs to kind of keep them in shape, but that is a concern, Jennifer, for them not to kind of lose the momentum. Lance says he's a substitute teacher. My income has just been affected with the shutdown, so I'll start writing my best-selling novel.
Lance, sorry to hear, brother, about the income issue, and this is where later this week we're going to be talking about this. This is really an opportunity for churches to step up. Dr. Gatsky talked about this on the show earlier, how if you have maybe some extra funds you can offer someone in your church that has needs like that, like Lance is talking about, call your church, say, hey, if anyone needs whatever it is, time, help, food, money, I got it. I think we need to be responding to those kind of things. And Lance, be sure you're looking up what options you have for the governor setting up things for people who are losing income based on the closures.
Yeah.
I believe unemployment's going to be available.
Yeah.
So be sure to check into that.
Eva and Sarah are talking to each other. Sarah says, my mom keeps trying to get us to come visit. I don't want to put her or my dad at risk.
So it's not just us.
Sarah says, isn't that the hardest part? We would want to visit, but we can't for their best interest.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not just us. I've been kind of like, hello?
What do you think it is? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. I have no idea why we're having trouble convincing people that are near or in the high risk category. They need to do some social distancing, even from us.
Especially them, yes. Mike says, I saw a great idea on Facebook for you all who have children at home. Make a little project for them and have them make encouraging cards to senior citizens and deliver them to senior homes since they're not allowing visitors. Mike, that's what I'm doing. One thing I'm doing with the kids. I think that's super cool, and it's educational in a sense, and it's fun, and you can take out the crafts, but it can really bless the senior citizens. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Somebody asked how to find out about tours. Is that what you asked me before?
I just responded with a link, yes.
Yeah, and you can just Google it. Free virtual tours of museums during coronavirus. Put that in there. It should pop up right away.
Evanesa, I love your name, Evanesa Cordero, says, hi guys, God bless you from Puerto Rico.
Hey!
Pray for my family. My stepdad died. They need peace and strength. Oh,
yeah.
Evanesa.
May the Lord be with your family. That's difficult. How are things in Puerto Rico? I'd be curious to hear how you all are responding to the
I'll
the
tell you
pandemic.
how they're doing in DR. They ain't not doing what they're supposed to be doing at all. My mother's there right now, so we're like constantly texting her, Mommy, be careful. Mommy, wash your hands. Mommy, don't listen to whatever they're telling you in DR. You got to be careful. And so she just told me there's no security. They're saying there's 2 cases, but because of elections, they're not like talking about it to not get people crazy, but they'll have more information today. So that's a little disturbing.
Yeah, it is. Look what Damer said, though.
Damer says, I saw a post where a gentleman was not going to charge his tenants rent for the month of April. Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've been waiting to hear more things like that happen, as in, will banks freeze interest payments on loans, just like the federal government did with student loans? Will banks give a pass for mortgage payments and car payments for a month while all of us are going through this? I think it'd be interesting to watch, but we need to be ready to help people who need the help in this time.
Yeah, I love that. Jennifer says there's a gym in New York that will be hosting free web training for gymnasts, which will help keep her strong and flexible, but she won't be able to practice tumbling. She thinks she can in my living room, but no broken bones.
Yeah, my wife was talking about that, where she's just been getting into going regularly to Planet Fitness or one of those, or the gym or whatever, Lifetime Fitness. And she's like, yeah, they're offering free classes, but I don't have equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to stand there and jump around all the time.
Yeah. I got, actually, guys, one of the best fitness videos that I've ever seen. They have like whole programs and it's free. Look up Fitness Blender. You could do that from your home. I've done it for years in my basement. It's amazing.
Sarah and I have some old Taibo VHS tapes if you want to do some Taibo from back in the 90s.
Yeah. I like to see people kind of switching that up because I know gyms are closing. Kathy says, we were on quarantine. My daughter was on isolation in our home. She had a sore throat and cough after traveling. Thank God her COVID-19 test came back negative. Jennifer says, our mortgage company send us a link to pay online. They don't want to miss their payments at all.
I bet they don't.
Mike, tongue-in-cheek, the weather's nice and yards need to get raked and prepared for nice weather. Actually, yeah, like somebody in my neighborhood was like, oh, the kids can kind of do that. So I offered my boys, who actually have a business for years. And people were like, oh, people are still scared because you're not supposed to be going out talking to people. But it's outside. Like, I don't understand it.
I don't know.
I agree, Mike. We could go outside, garden, go, yeah. I like the idea that it's warm and having the option to send the kids outside. Isn't that the best? Oh.
Yeah, we're doing that all day. Get out. Get out of here. Get out.
I know that's right.
Get out.
Find something to do.
And so I got to also confess something that I think is actually, it was kind of fun, kind of interesting. Only if you can handle this.
Your mom's on, so behave.
Okay. Sarah and I were looking through Netflix yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're now telling you what the top 10 most viewed movies are in each country. And it got up as high as number 7, I believe, was the movie from the 90s, Outbreak.
I remember a lot of people watching that one.
You remember Outbreak with, what's his name? The guy from Rain Man. Come on. You don't know anything. Dustin Hoffman's in Outbreak, and it's about a pandemic. It all works out in the end, but Sarah and I watched it yesterday. If you're okay watching that kind of thing, it doesn't scare you. It was really interesting.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff to watch with the kids, like movies that have to do with pandemics. Not necessarily that one, but there were other ones I saw. What's wrong?
Well, you don't want to scare the kids.
Whatever, the teenagers, they'll be all right.
Most of those pandemic movies deal a little bit with more serious diseases.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the one with Ebola?
No, it's like it. The survival rate's a lot lower than coronavirus, I'll tell you that.
Really?
So just be careful watching that with
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Elaine says, please pray for those of us with loved ones in assisted living, memory care facilities, or nursing homes. Most are on lockdown, and we can't see our loved ones just when we're so worried about them getting this.
Yeah, I know. That's what the thing I saw the other day where they're just shutting down visitors at nursing homes. That's tough. Yeah. I can't imagine going through that. Sarah
says, check out Faithful Workouts on YouTube. Ooh, cool. The leader is a believer, requires little equipment, and she's so very encouraging.
Listen, you guys all need to take notes from me.
What?
You know what you could do today?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Right here. Sit down.
Wow.
All you crazy extroverts, sit down for a minute. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
You're fine. You don't have to do anything.
Wow.
What do you need to do?
You should be, you should be working out, moving, staying.
Today?
I can't take
a day
every
off.
day. You could take a walk.
It's the first day of the coronavirus shutdown.
Did you take a walk yesterday?
No.
What about the day before? Exactly.
I don't need to do that. I'm on social isolation, distancing.
Wow, guys. But Sarah, Elaine, I know that we want to visit the elderly who are in nursing homes. That's really sad. But the other thing I was thinking about, besides the elderly too, we're so busy all the time that I was like, wow, what an opportunity to think of people that you haven't called in a long time because we're so busy. Like grandparents or cousins or aunts, like with the kids, and do FaceTime. That's another thing. Like besides, like let's do.
It's gonna be big for you though.
Why?
You don't like talking on the phone?
I don't.
Whole bunch of moms are like that. They don't talk on the. You have to talk on the phone.
Text me. No, yeah, but there's a lot of cool. It's like we're being that's what I love about this time. I know this is not positive, but if we're gonna look at the silver lining, don't you feel like we're finally being forced, all of us at the same time, to sit down and just rest?
It's about time.
Oh, it feels
lazy
good.
Introverts unite. We've been crying for this for a long time.
Sandy says, check out Holy Yoga and YouTube. It's great. Mike says, do the senior homes have Skype available to their residents? I don't know. I know that's kind of, I don't know. Kathy says, once you have no choice but to stay in your house, it's harder than you think.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Lord willing, we don't have to go through that. I'm sorry your family did, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But we got some great opportunities with they're not national parks. They're not
Metro
state
parks?
parks. The metro parks. Going hiking.
Well, there is a national park here.
Yeah, going hiking is good. Hello, Miss Yvonne. Sarah says there are 2 introverts and 2 extroverts in our house. It is probably going to get a bit crazy. My son and I are happy being shut in. My husband and daughter are already stir crazy after 2 days.
Yeah, there's something that I find so amusing about that.
What?
So like I'd be happy at home and watching you people that gotta leave all the time. You're always forcing us to leave.
Yeah, I'm like.
And now y'all gotta sit down and stay. It's great. Ha ha. That's how it feels. We don't have
to. We could go to the metro park.
No, but this is one of those like real moments about personalities where, if you feel like you extroverts, if you feel all like, oh, it's so hard to stay here, it's so hard to stay here. You know how we feel when we leave all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, now you know how we feel.
Wow.
Wow. How does that feel?
How does that feel? I'm actually doing okay. Thank you.
We'll talk to you in a few days.
This job has actually made me more into an introvert. It's kind of weird. My kids have noticed.
Well, I'm contagious, just like coronavirus.
Kathy says it was only for 1 day, thankfully.
Oh, praise God, Kathy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Well.
Jinx! Oh, are we not supposed to say jinx? Oh, I just did.
No, that's a kid's game, remember? You didn't even do it right.
Remember
You're supposed to say personal jinx.
Punch Buggy?
Punch Buggy?
Or
Love Bug? Oh, you mean like...
when you saw a thing?
You saw one of those Volkswagen bugs you punch people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I
do
get
the
in
kids
trouble
do anything like that anymore? We had Jinx, we had Punch Buggy.
I think they do.
We had all the fun stuff in our childhood.
They're on the Snapchat.
I heard somebody on the debate last night said the YouTube. Oh my gosh. Betty says, "Yup, taking grandkids for a walk while we have sunshine." That's what I'm saying. That's what we need to do. We need to be outside. Sarah says, "Yes, Brian, so true. Until they get cranky because they don't know what to do."
Yeah, extroverts. Now you know what it feels like when we have to leave the house with you all the time. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take all this, take mental note, and you're going to stop driving us crazy when all this is over.
Guess what the introverts are going to do with us during the next few weeks? They're all going to play board games with us, start conversations with us. We're going to be talking.
No, we need a minute.
That's what you're going to do.
We need a minute away from you. Why don't you go read a book, extroverts?
Oh, my goodness. Lauren, hola.
Lauren,
what's up? Well.
All right. I think that's it for us today.
Bye, y'all. We'll be here tomorrow.
Peace.